Hello, Riley. Hello, hello. Good boy. All right, so welcome to day number 118, I believe. It's Wednesday, August 28th. Hold up, buddy. And we are just about to get started for the day. We're up on the top of Stiles Peak. Hold up, buddy. Just leaving our campsite here. We can go out to the view spot over there, check out the view. I didn't do that last night. Riley, right here, just briefly, Riley. We're right here. I normally don't stress out about getting these views, so yep, that's a view there. Got some rain clouds overhead. It is quite a windy morning. Come on, buddy, come on. Come on, Riley. Had a good night last night. I was warm and cozy, not cold at all. I have my rain jacket on still, because it's so windy, helps to keep me warm, and I think it'll help keep me warm as we start hiking. All right, I'm gonna try to go first here. All right, so continuing on. Yeah, I didn't mention in yesterday's video that Big Blue, he actually started the day yesterday at Story Spring Shelter, which Riley and I had passed the day before, and that was actually 10.4 miles before where Riley and I started yesterday, which was Stratton Pond Shelter. So that means that Riley and I had a pretty good day for ourselves in terms of mileage yesterday. We hiked 17.8 miles. This is just very steep, and with my knee being still tender, I just want to take it nice and easy. Riley, going down here. Riley, slow down, buddy. Stay behind me. So, Big Blue hiked all the miles that Riley and I hiked, plus 10.4, which means he hiked a total of 28.2 miles yesterday, which is quite impressive. Quite a long day for him. And then he typically gets up early. He said he got off on the trail around 6 a.m. yesterday. And then this morning he got off to a very early start, and I didn't even hear him pack up his stuff. I mean, he told me last night that he was probably gonna get off to an early start, and I was expecting that we wouldn't really see him this morning. I should use my trekking poles here to help out. Riley, hold up, buddy, hold up. Another hiker named Lo Main, who spent the night at, hold up, buddy, at the Bromley ski hut last night. He just shortly before Riley and I were ready to get going, he hiked up to the summit and stopped in to say hi. And so I think Riley is motivated to hike because he remembers he's a little bit ahead of us. I did not see Nacho at all yesterday. He left camp before Riley and I did, and he was just I assume he was just ahead of us all day. Riley, hold up. And then he got off at the road that goes into, I think it's a Vermont Route 11, something like that. Riley, hold up. He got off at the road that goes west into Manchester Center and east into Peru, and he said he was planning to stay with a family friend. And then he's either getting back on trail today, in which case we could see him again, assuming we're still ahead of him if he catches up. But he also said he might take a 0 today and get back on trail tomorrow, because he was having some knee pain as well, and he thought a day of rest could help him Feels like a nice, comfortable day so far. It's probably close to 10 a.m. I made a couple calls this morning, so I happened to glance at the time, and it was about 9 a.m. when I started getting up and getting ready to pack up. My shoes are hanging in there. They're still serving their purpose. Let me just show them real quick. This is the worst shoe is my right shoe. So this is the most concerning thing. Like this whole front part is like just almost completely fallen off, but it's hanging in there. I did get some reading done last night. Just before I was ready to go to bed, I kind of reread the last couple paragraphs that I read the night before, and then I actually fell asleep without reading anything additional. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and had to pee. Riley, hold up. And then once I took care of that, I was actually feeling kind of awake, so I decided to put my headlamp on and do a little reading. And so I was able to finish the second chapter of the book, and then I also read the third chapter of the book, which is a little shorter. So just a update on what's going on in the firm. Mitch McDeere finished his office visit to Bendini, Lambert and Locke, the tax law firm, as well as securities and banking, located in Memphis, Tennessee. Riley, hold up. So he was able to visit the offices, and they were heavily recruiting him, and they outlined the details of his offer. Riley, hold up. And he was just very impressed with the offices. They put him up in a nice hotel called the Peabody. His wife was able to come, and his wife actually met with one of the other wives of one of the other associates in the firm to get a tour of the city, and then they actually looked at homes. One of the big perks of joining the firm is that they offer a low interest rate mortgage to help all new associates buy a home, so they don't have to live in an apartment. And that's it's a nice perk for joining the firm. Anyway, so Mitch was very impressed. And then in the third chapter, that's where things really start to take a turn, as far as realizing that this firm that Mitch is getting involved with is pretty shady. So they talk about, so apparently when Mitch was visiting, the firm has a big security operation, and they were basically monitoring all of him and his wife's activities and communications throughout the entire time that they were there for the office visit. And they had bugged their hotel room, and they had occupied the hotel rooms to either side of the hotel room that Mitch and his wife were staying in. So they were able to hear basically everything that they were saying, even though they thought they were talking in private. And they basically did that because they wanted to get a sense of what Mitch's true feelings of the firm were, and whether he was gonna be someone that they could count on to be loyal to the firm, or whether he might present a potential problem. And so that definitely seems, it's not something they should be doing. They shouldn't be monitoring people's private communications, because they're not a law enforcement agency. Anyway, and Mitch hadn't done anything wrong, so but that's what they're doing. And it doesn't go into the book hasn't gone into detail yet about what exactly the firm is doing, like illegally, that they feel the need to go to such lengths to monitor the personal communications of their employees and their recruits. But I'm sure I'll get to that point in the book soon. And apparently it also, the other part of this next chapter that I read, chapter 3, it talks about another firm employee who's actually been contacted by the FBI for, apparently the FBI has an investigation ongoing into the firm, and they're trying to get the help of firm employees to help out. Anyway, so I think that's enough of an update for this morning. We're descending down Styles Peak, but we have another peak called Peru Peak coming up. We didn't have a lot of water last night, so I'm basically out of water. But in a few miles, when we get to the next shelter, there should be water there, and then there should be frequent water sources the rest of the day. That is Peru Peak Shelter. This is the beautiful water source for the shelter. We're just a few miles into the day. Just a quick update to say we were able to get water earlier as we got a few miles into the day and started getting close to the shelter. We started seeing lots of water sources, and the first good one that I saw, we took a nice long break at, and I gave Riley some food and filled his bowl all the way to the top with water, because I figured he was probably thirsty. Riley, come on in. And I ate some food and water myself and had some oatmeal. So yeah, Riley is just go. So, oh my goodness. All right, he's given me all I can handle, so I'm gonna turn the camera off and just tend to him and the hiking here. My knee is still bothering me, so I'm not too happy about that. It's not a sharp pain, it's just bothering me. All right, we got another one of these cool signs here. We're entering the Big Branch Wilderness. Last night we entered the Peru Peak Wilderness, and then we exited it this morning, a little while ago. But I did not get a picture of the signs. But here's a little map here. So Riley, hold up, Riley. Yeah, so we got here last night. This is called Mad Tom Notch Road. Hiked all the way up there, camped somewhere up here where Styles Peak is. That's where we exited it. This is the shelter, and now we're entering Big Branch Wilderness. And this will take us all the way through here. Looks like a long way. Yep, it's a long way. So, shall we continue, Riley? Let me go first, Riley. So one plus today is that I'm hiking by myself so far today. Well, Riley and I by ourselves, and so that's allowing me to go at my own pace. Yesterday, once Big Blue connected with us, I was, Riley was motivated to hike with him, and I wanted Riley to be motivated, and I also was happy to talk with Big Blue. So I was I was definitely going faster than I would have if I was hiking by myself, and that was making me feel a little more tired. It was making me feel tired. I was tired yesterday, and I was also putting more pressure on my legs and my sore right knee. So at least today, Riley's hiking fine, which is good. He's not at a loss for motivation. But he's also not pushing me too hard since there's nobody ahead of us. And I'm able to just go at a comfortable pace, which I feel like that's what I need to help my knee recover. Just take it as easy as I need to and as slow as I need to. It feels fine when I'm just walking normally, kind of like this. It feels fine for the most part. It's when I'm either descending a steep descent or going uphill, and I need to, power up like this. I've been trying to use my left leg more to power up and give my right leg a break. That feels better. And then also when I'm going downhill and I'm stepping down like this with my right foot planted, that's causing discomfort. So I'm trying to use my left leg more since I don't feel discomfort that way. But can't use it all the time. The sky is totally clouded over. Fortunately, it hasn't started pouring on us. Hopefully that remains the case for the rest of the day. Riley, come on, man. I'm whining like a little baby because I'm tired and my knee hurts and I just want to take it easy. Riley, hold up. All right, AT this way, White Blaze. One thing that, whenever I see Big Blue, I've only seen him a few times on this trail, but whenever I see him, I often, I've told him that I have a habit of getting up late. And whenever, and I kind of feel, I guess, a little guilty about that, and he kind of senses that. And whenever he senses me feeling guilty about it when I bring it up, he is very quick to remind me and impress upon me to not feel bad about it, to just own it and not feel bad about it, and that there's nothing wrong with getting up at whatever time I want to get up. And he tells me this is my hike, which it is, it's my hike, and I can get up at whatever time I want to. And so he is, and there's nothing wrong if you get up late, if you get up early, just get up at whatever time you want to, and there's no reason to feel bad about it. And it's not like I feel like awful about getting up late, but I do feel a little guilty, I suppose. But at the same time, I know I need the rest. But I do appreciate his reminding me that there's nothing wrong with getting up at one time or another. I mean, at least as long as you're not like missing, as long as it's not hurting other people, or you're not missing commitments or anything. And in the circumstance where I am now, it's me and Riley. We're just hiking. We start at whatever time we start at. We end at whatever time we end at. We're just hiking and trying to enjoy it. And we need our rest. So whatever time we get up at, it's really just my decision and what I think is best for Riley. So I do appreciate it when he reminds me about that. Also, last night we got to that Bromley ski hut place and went inside to check it out. Big Blue went in first, and then when I got in, Big Blue was like, I think like the first thing he said to me was, "I'm staying here tonight," and because it was a nice place. And then I told him I was going to continue on. I just felt like it was too early in the day to stop. It would have been a nice place to stop at, but I just felt like it was too early in the day to stop and wanted to get farther. And then when he heard that, he was like, I'll go with you. He was enthusiastic about coming with me, and so I thought that was cool. So we ended up hiking the rest of the day together, and getting all the way up to Styles Peak, which was like another 4.1 miles after that ski hut area. And it was completely dark by the time we got up there, so we were both ready to stop. But it was definitely nice having his company earlier in the day, and then also for the night hike to get to our destination. Mr. Riley, oh buddy. So I mentioned I made 2 calls this morning, I think, in my first intro for the day, but I don't think I expanded upon that. So the first call I made was to there's a bus service which operates in this general area that I was thinking about possibly using to get into Rutland, because they pick up at the US Route 4 trailhead or around there, and they have a stop right next to the hiker hostel near the Yellow Deli in Rutland. And I think they charge a very small fee. So I called them to ask if they had any dog restrictions, to see if Riley would be able to come with me. And it connected me to like their main office. And so the official word from the bus service is that they only allow dogs if they are an approved service dog. And in addition to that, they have to be inside of a carrier, like either a cage or a carrier. They can't just walk on with the owner, even if they're a service dog. So according to the rules, that means I cannot rely on the bus to get us to Rutland, which is disappointing. But there's still other options. There is a shuttle driver that I was able to get the phone number of that I could call, and that's probably the next best option. And then other than that, there's just trying to hitch a ride from somebody near the trailhead. The thing I'm mainly concerned about is getting a ride back the next morning and how hard that would be. But this is all a few days away, so I'm just working out my options, and I'm sure something will work out. But it'd be nice to go into Rutland because, number one, it's a nice hostel there. I stayed at it in 2018 and had a nice time there. It's fully enclosed. They have nice bunk rooms. They have a kitchen area so you can cook. They have a refrigerator and a freezer. They have a hiker box. They have laundry machines so you can do laundry. And it's all donation based. So they don't charge, it's not going to cost a ton. And they give you breakfast in the morning for free, which is awesome. And the other thing is, as of today, I think it's possible that we could get there. I mean, the most realistic day that we would get there would be on Friday. And I've heard that they have a weekly dinner on Friday nights, which they invite hikers to. And so I think it would be awesome to go to that. So those are a few reasons. But then on top of that, I'm going to be ready Riley and I are going to be ready for a resupply by the end of the day on Friday. My pack is already starting to get light. And there's a Walmart within walking distance in Rutland of the hostel, so I'll be able to do a resupply there. I'll also be able to charge up all my devices, which will be nice. overnight, which will make it very convenient. And on top of that, I think I'm running out of space on my memory card for my GoPro camera. So I'm thinking they might sell those at Walmart, so be good to check that out. And on top of but the real big thing is I need new shoes desperately, and I think they sell shoes at Walmart. I'm sure they don't have the big selection that some specialty gear shops have, but I'm sure they have some basic hiking shoes that would be perfectly fine, at least for, yeah, I'm sure they have some shoes that would be perfectly fine and would be better than the ones I have on now. And if the hiking shoes don't work out at the Walmart, there is another gear shop actually in the town of Killington, which is about 4 miles north of the US Route 4 trailhead. The US Route 4 trailhead is 42 miles from where we started today at Styles Peak. So I'm thinking getting there within 3 days is a very reasonable, very doable goal for us. But like I said, 4 miles north of that trailhead, there's a 0.4 mile side trail that leads to the town of Killington. And there's an outfitter store there called Base Camp Outfitters, which they were the other place that I called this morning. And I just confirmed with them that they do sell hiking shoes, and they also sell hiking socks, both Darn Tough socks and the Injinji toe liners that I like to wear. So if for some reason I'm not able to get into Rutland, or I'm not able to get what I want at the Walmart, then this gear shop in Killington will be my next, will be a second option for me. So the rain continues to hold off, so I'm very, very thankful for that. Basically everything is going fine. Even with my shoe issue, it's the thing I'm most disappointed right now is my knee. Like I said, it's not bothering me at all right now. I'm able to walk fine and it doesn't bother me. It's only when I'm going uphill or downhill, but unfortunately that happens a lot while I'm hiking. So yeah, hopefully being able to walk at my more relaxed pace today and just continuing to take it at my own pace and giving it rest at night, hopefully it'll gradually get better. Riley, wait. We are climbing up Baker's Peak currently. Quite rocky here. Hold up, buddy, hold up. And I'm just going real slow, trying to minimize the use. Oh, Riley, hold up, buddy. Trying to go as easy as possible on my right knee. Riley, me first. Hold up. Hey. Not sure if we're gonna get to the top in a minute or if it's gonna be like 10 minutes or longer. Riley, wait, please wait. Hey, hold up, buddy. Hold up, Riley. Wait. It's usually more like, it's usually not a minute. It's usually longer. Usually takes a while, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Takes longer because you can only see what's in front of you, and there's usually a good bit more after that until you get to the top. Hold up, Riley. Although it does feel like we're at the top. Hold up, Riley. This could be the top here. So we stopped and took a break earlier because Van Gogh requested a break. Van Gogh is getting thirsty, so Van Gogh decided to plop down on the side of the trail, and I made myself a orange Gatorade using the ingredients of ingredients of water and orange Gatorade mix, and it was absolutely delicious. I'm pretty much out of water now. The next water source is in a couple miles at Lost Pond Shelter, I believe. So AT continues this way. Looks like there are some tent sites over there. Yeah, so that was the top. Riley, wait. So I've used up all of my lemon, lime, and orange flavor Gatorade mixes now. I've been kind of drinking them in order of least favorite to favorite flavors. I drank the lemon lime first, then I drank the orange, and now I have 4 fruit punch flavors left. Those are my favorite flavors. So I'm saving the best for last. I think when I get to the next water source, or definitely later today, I think I'll have a fruit punch Gatorade. Quite an impressive bridge here. Riley, hold up. Griffith Lake, okay. Those supports are quite impressive for the bridge. So we've taken several breaks today. Several breaks. I feel like we've exhausted our quota of breaks. So I haven't had my second Gatorade yet. Just had that one orange one. In the last break, hold up, buddy. I made myself some oatmeal, which is not uncommon, but I added a couple, actually 3 packets of raisin, date, and walnut flavored oatmeal to make it nice and sweet, and so that was nothing else. Just nice and sweet, and so that was a nice treat. I've eaten most of it, and I have a little bit left in my jar, which is in my pocket, so I can access it easily later on in the day. I also gave Riley food and lots of water, so he's well hydrated and pretty well fed. I think we've done a little over 9 miles, or close to 9 miles today so far. And it's definitely nice to be moving at my own pace. I don't feel rushed like I did yesterday when I was trying to keep up with Mr. Big Blue. He's a fast hiker, fast and strong hiker. So this is another shelter. We're in an area where there's just lots of shelters. There's another shelter like a mile and a half back. Okay, Riley. Oh my goodness. This is an old shelter here. Looks like an old shelter that is called, I think this is called Big Branch Shelter. We got a sign here. I think I know what this is gonna say. I think it's gonna say Big Branch Wilderness, Green Mountain National Forest. Riley, hold up. And that's what it says, yep. We passed it earlier today and I was like, I looked at the map and I was like, oh, that's a long way. Well, we're finally through that long way. I was just thinking actually, hold up, buddy, hold up, Riley. I was just thinking just a short while ago that we might be getting to the end of this wilderness area pretty soon. So I was also thinking that this map that they provide is really nice. This one doesn't show, oh yeah, so we are, sorry. I didn't see the red circle, so we are now here. When we saw the first sign, we were right here. And we started the day somewhere, probably around here, I think. Around here. Maybe around here. We were in the Peru Peak Wilderness, and we had 3 miles to go to get to the shelter. And so now we're here, and there's a register here. I like signing registers. It says sign here when entering this area. They haven't had many registers actually. So actually, since I'm exiting, maybe I shouldn't sign it. Anyway. 8/1/8/16. Today's 8/28. Aha. 8/28. There's a pencil. All right. I'm going to do two people in our group. Today is 8/28. Riley. What does Riley see? Holy cow. Doesn't look like Big Blue signed it, or Lo Mein, or Owl. Riley plus Van Gogh. Oh, Riley. We saw a deer earlier. Run away. It was the first deer. City and state. I'm just going to put Maryland. Number of days out. I'm just going to do AT. Destination. Mount Katahdin. All right. This trail register is in need of some TLC, tender loving care. Okay, Riley, I don't see anything. So much of the trail today has actually been very pleasant. Much of it has been kind of very fairly even terrain. Not too many big ascents or descents. Hardly any, actually. It was actually nice that we got the big ascent up Stiles Peak completed last night. So that has made the difficulty of hiking to be relatively low today. We did have a nice ascent up Baker's Peak earlier, which was really rocky, but that didn't last too long. So we are approaching something called Little Rock Pond, and we've had a very nice stretch of trail. I talked about how earlier today much of the trail was mostly level and just kind of meandering ups and downs, and this is taking it to another level. This is it's been like this for a little while. We actually did a little road walk and then turned on to this. I think this is like an approach trail almost. There was a parking area and a pit toilet, and so there's Little Rock Pond was 2 miles from the parking area, and then something called White Rocks Mountain is 5.6 miles. I'm guessing these are popular destinations for day hikers, which is why there's a parking area so people can access it more easily. And I guess they've tried to make the trail a little bit easier too. So it's just nice and wide and not too many rocks, so just very pleasant. I definitely appreciate the easier parts of the trail. There's some blue sky above. I did feel a very small number of sprinkles earlier in the day, but the rain has basically held off the entire day, even though the skies were clouded over for much of the day. Hopefully Riley doesn't jump in. Very good. And when we get up to the White Rocks Cliffs area, I kind of remember this from my previous hike, and I was reminded of it when I was looking through Far Out last night and looking at some pictures of different places that I might encounter today. There's some nice cairns, like rock cairns and rock formations that people have, they're like man-made, where people have stacked rocks in nice formations. And I'm thinking we might be able to get up there and actually find a tent site up there, so by the end of the day today. So we'll see. But I think that would be a cool spot to camp in if we're able to get up there. Very nice water source here. Absolutely beautiful water. Riley, hold up. Hold up, Riley, hold up. I feel like I'm not making the Appalachian Trail seem very fun. I feel like I'm just often projecting misery and discomfort and general, just general feelings of not having fun. So I'm not trying to project anything other than what I'm feeling. And I often focus on the things that are going bad instead of the things that are going well. So it is what it is. I'm not trying to advocate anybody to come out here or discourage anybody from coming out here. This is just the experience that I'm having along with Mr. Riley. All right, so we just made it to this pond here. This is Little Rock Pond. Lots of nice ponds in Vermont. Some nice tenting areas there. I was just able to give my parents a call. I had two bars of service, so decided to call them and chat for a bit. So I was able to get through, and we were able to talk, which was very nice. And then my connection went bad, as it usually does. So then, but we were able to talk long enough, which is nice. I believe there's a shelter over here, and I'm hearing voices, so I don't want to disturb people. Greenwall shelter, 5 miles. Tenting area, 0.4 miles. Shelter area that way. Okay, come on, Riley. Looks like that's the shelter up there. That green tent, I believe, looks like they have a caretaker at the shelter, and that I think that green tent is where the caretaker stays. Riley's like, hey, the people are back there. Why are we not going over there? It's okay, Riley. Come on, buddy. Come on, Riley. It's okay. Oh my goodness, Riley. I know, Riley. So, to be continued. So we got into this part of the pond now. We were on the other side when we first got here. Now we're on this side. And Riley got to this location and he plopped down and turned and looked at me, and that's how he requests a break. Even though you're not tired, Riley. I mean, like, you're not like breathing hard. But I understand the need for breaks. It is tiring to just walk and walk and walk forever and ever and ever. But I know part of the reason you want to break is because you still remember all the people that are back there. So you're reluctant to continue. But yeah, this is a nice break. I kept my pack on so that it's easier to get up when we're ready to continue on. Oh. I'm looking forward to reading my book tonight. The Firm. I think I'll stop describing everything that I'm reading, in case, because I don't want to ruin it, in case anyone has not read the book and wants to read the book. Even though many people have probably already seen the movie, so many people probably already know the main plot and what happens in the story. I don't know, I'll see. If I want to describe the book, if that gives me pleasure, I'll describe the book. But I'm looking forward to reading tonight. Very peaceful day here. It's nice that it's not raining. Feels good to sit down. As we're getting further north, I've noticed that the crickets do not come out at night. It seems like they don't come out at night anymore. And that's probably maybe partly due to us getting further north, but also probably more because we're getting closer to the end of summer. I'm guessing crickets are only really active maybe during the height of summer. I feel like I should know this by now in my life. But I am not an expert on crickets, but they are definitely not making all the noise that they used to be making, like during basically the whole month of July, I think, when we would get in our tent at night. Basically, as soon as dusk was setting in and it was getting dark, the crickets would just be so loud. And they wouldn't bother me at all because I was just used to it. But now it's I'm used to it now with no crickets. But it's interesting that every once in a while I'll realize that, oh, there's no crickets. So I find that interesting. That's one change. And another change is there's not nearly as many blackberries or raspberries as there were down in the southern states. So that's interesting too. And many more ponds like this. This is more common. And these ponds are just enormous. And they are pristine. And they're really characteristic of Vermont, I believe. I did see some ponds in Massachusetts, but not up close like this. I saw them from the peaks of mountains. And then I do know that there's many ponds like this continuing into New Hampshire and Maine, especially in Maine. Mr. Riley. All right, so just want to close out the day here. Today is Wednesday, August 28th, and day number 118. I usually do this when Riley and I are in our tent, but we're not in our tent now. I'm going to set up our tent shortly. We are at our campsite, fortunately. So I'm sitting down. Riley's got his jacket on, and he's resting, trying to go to sleep. I got all my stuff out of my pack, and I'm ready to set up my tent. I just took some time before doing that to put my ramen in my peanut butter jar and add water to it so that it can soak up and hydrate during the time that I spend setting up my tent, so that once I get in my tent, I don't have to wait as long to eat it. But anyway, so Riley and I made it 2.9 miles beyond that, approximately 2.9 miles beyond that last place that we were at, which was Little Rock Pond. And we had a bit of a climb, and we did some night hiking. It's completely dark now. It's 9:20 p.m. Sunset right now is like, I think yesterday was at 7:37 p.m. I learned that from Big Blue. Yeah, so we did some night hiking as usual. We're very used to that. But we're at this place called a rock garden. At least it's called a rock garden according to Far Out. There's another, I think, more impressive rock garden like 1.3 miles north of here, so we'll get there tomorrow, called White Rocks Junction. But there is kind of a rock setup here that humans created, and there's some open space next to it, which was noted in the Far Out comments as being decent tent sites. And I think it'll work for us. It is kind of slanted, but I think it'll work for us. So I'll find out shortly when I try to set up the tent, but I'll definitely be able to get some views or some footage of the rock garden tomorrow once it's light out. And yeah, I think we're about to call it a day. It was nice to walk at my own pace today. My knee is still bothering me. It's not a meniscus injury. It's just I have experience with meniscus injuries. It doesn't really hurt. It's just that I don't feel like I have full usage of the knee. And I have to go slower with it. I'm able to walk normally, like when I'm just walking, but when I need to use my leg muscles to power up, or as I said earlier, to power up a climb, or to or when I'm using it to support my body weight when I'm descending. That's when I really feel the need to be careful with it, and I can't just use it as freely as I would like to. So I'm optimistic that it just needs time to heal up. This is the second. It happened on Monday morning, and now it's Wednesday evening, so it has been a while, but yeah, I'm still optimistic that it just needs time. Maybe it needs a week. Who knows? I'll find out. But it's not preventing me from hiking, so that's good. So we are at mile 1680.9 right now on the AT according to Far Out, and we hiked 15.7 today. And I'd still like to try to get to US Route 4 on Friday, so that we can go into the hiker hostel at the Yellow Deli and have a good night there. Think we're still on pace to do that, but it would be helpful to have another decent mileage day tomorrow to make it that much easier on Friday to get there. So I think that's all, Mr. Riley. All right, so I'll say good night. As always, I hope, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fantastic. And we will check in tomorrow. Okay, bye for now.